it feels like everybody's constantly catering to Josh Allen, and I'm like tired of like the sob story a little bit. And I think it's
I guess it'll be later, but like just touching on Josh Allen MVP season, I did predict him to be MVP um, as we were doing the season preview last year. So I just want to pat myself on the back for that. But um, all in all, it basically is the same story with the Buffalo Bills. They make it relatively deep in the playoffs, and the Kansas City Chiefs end up being their kryptonite, um, as we've seen how many times before.
absolutely. I mean, I think it is time to have. I know that you hate when people say this, but it is time to have that conversation about Josh Allen. Um, just because it feels like out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL, he kind of gets to evade a lot of the hate that a lot of other guys get, despite his entire career not being able to get over the hump. Uh, I'm I'm a little tired of the narrative around like Josh Allen, and like that comes from like the fans and it comes from the media as well, where it feels like everybody's constantly catering to Josh Allen, and I'm like tired of like the sob story a little bit. And I think you said something about, well, first I want to say it starts with the NFL changed a rule that literally stood for 20 years just because Josh Allen didn't get an opportunity to get the ball, which was literally a rule change stemmed from the Buffalo Bills. And then you said something about this MVP award. I mean, this has to be the most undeserving MVP of all time. It felt like that this was an opportunity for the media and the people who vote for MVP to kind of like check a box. Lamar Jackson, 4,100 yards, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 77.3 QBR, first, 915 rushing yards, and four touchdowns. There was quite literally nothing that Josh Allen did better than Lamar last season. EPA per play, Lamar first, Josh Allen second. Success rate, Lamar fourth, Josh Allen sixth. Completion percentage over expectation, Lamar fourth, Josh Allen 20th. I think that even going down to Lamar plays in a tougher division than Josh Allen. I can go on and on about this, and we will when we talk about the Ravens because I felt like it was very underdeserving. But what do you think of that, of my notion of like I'm a little tired of people kind of catering to like this Josh Allen and this Bills team where it feels like at this point, even with like awards and rule changes and whatever comes in the future, it feels like they're getting a little bit of a special treatment. And when teams start to get that kind of treatment, like you think of like the Chiefs with the whistle, that they seem to get every single whistle, the Bills are starting to enter into that same sort of category for me, and it feels like people are okay with it. But I'm to the point now where if one more thing happens with this Bills team, like I hope everybody starts jumping on board with the hate train that I'm on.
I'll start with the Lamar thing. I completely agree with you that Lamar should have been the MVP, and we've said that how many times since Josh Allen was given the award. I just wanted to brag that I got it right, is all.
Yeah, that's fine.
The the playoff part of it, I'm not mad at the rule. I like the rule. Um, I wish it would have come under different circumstances because then it kind of does just pin it on one team and one player. And I don't necessarily think that's fair because I feel like a lot of people are probably okay with that rule being changed. But now it just looks like the Bills and Josh Allen is like kind of a crybaby for that. So I understand
Yes.
the hatred for that, like the negativity around that. But I'm all for that rule being changed. Um, the getting over the hump part of it, I can't sit here and really blame Josh Allen for the defensive woes after I read about how phenomenal he's been in the playoffs. He's been pretty much let down in all of these games versus the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
on the defensive side of the ball. And I can read you some stats that I have here.
I don't care about any just on like a surface level. I don't care about really any stats. I'm not saying Josh Allen isn't a good player, because there's a lot of great players who are in a similar situation that Josh Allen's in and get a ton of hate. So that is where I want equal accountability to be held on Josh Allen. Like, for example, the 13-second game or whatever it was, like, that is on the Bills as a unit to leave 0 time left on the clock and make sure that they don't get the ball back. Like, I'm not gonna obviously the defense like let up that play and let them get back into the game, but also at the same time, like, that's also on the offense for allowing any time left on the clock at all. That's a team mistake. So, and we could go into that. I'm not saying Josh Allen's not a talented player. I'm not saying that he doesn't play well in the playoffs, but when it comes down to it, every single time he cannot get it done. And just as, like I said, just as every other player who, I'm just going to use Lamar, for example. When Lamar gets talked about in the playoffs, this is all on Lamar. And Lamar is pretty much putting up the same sort of performances as Josh Allen is. I gave the example when he was playing the Bills. He led a touchdown drive with under 2 minutes left, scored a touchdown, and then Mark Andrews dropped the football. And then you have guys go on. I was thinking, who did I just listen to? Nick Wright is on podcasts talking about how like Lamar Jackson like always lets down in the playoffs. It's like, okay, well, if that's your take, then you should also have that take about Josh Allen. That is where all of this stems from, is like, why does Josh Allen get to evade the heat as much as everybody else? That, like I said, everybody's a talented player. I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying he's not good, but quite literally, Josh Allen cannot get over the hump at all.
Why don't we change the narrative of like giving these guys heat to like, because I don't think it's Lamar's fault either. Like, that was Mark Andrews should have caught that pass, and Lamar did. Lamar had a phenomenal game. I don't think either him or Josh Allen deserve slander for the things that have happened in the playoffs for them. It just so happens that they're going up against one of the greatest in Mahomes and Andy Reid combo, and so be it. I mean, I get why it happens because it is a talking point and like that's just what happens. But I'm all for changing the narrative of blaming these quarterbacks when at the end of the day, like, Lamar and Josh Allen have both gone out there and put up very good playoff performances. It's more so just a quarterback thing, I guess, because at the end of the day, that's who everybody turns to. If you lose a big game, it's the quarterback's fault almost by default. So instead of just hating on Josh Allen more, let's just turn the narrative to, well, we shouldn't be hating on Lamar Jackson at all, because they both deserve praise because they both played really well.
Yeah, they both. That's not the reality though of the situation. I understand what you're saying, but like that's just like not really going to happen. But what I guess, do you think I'm overreacting, or do you think I'm validated to feel the way that I feel, that at this point, like, the Josh Allen love is like to the point where it's like I think of like the Lions. Like, remember when the Lions were like feisty and fun and like everything was good, and then we made a video like when all of the injuries happened and they were like, yeah, like this team can't make the Super Bowl, and all their fans were like in our comments like talking about like how stupid we were and like they were going to win the Super Bowl and all that. Newsflash, they lost to the Commanders. But like, this is how right now I'm getting that same sort of feeling of that Josh Allen type of buzz around, like that type of buzz around Josh Allen is what
Like, he
I
can do no
am
wrong.
saying. That he can do no wrong, when in reality he is on the same playing field as a lot of these guys. And honestly, the thing that really set me off is him getting handed an MVP. That was an extremely undeserving MVP, no matter how you cut it. And if you disagree with that, I mean, I can't help you.
The same thing happens in the NBA, where it's just like people get tired of giving an MVP out to the same person. I mean, we both sat here and watched Lamar Jackson play and talked about him all year long, and the stats that he put up were incredible. It almost makes you it like when I looked at it and I said this to you, it feels insane looking at his stats and thinking that he didn't win it. So I mean,
in a tougher division. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that division that the Bills were in last season was a train.
It's one team. It's one team in that division. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that's totally fair. I think the same criticism that Lamar gets is what Josh Allen should get, because neither one of them have played in a Super Bowl.
No.
So
it just that I'm throwing out my analysis of that. I know that like Bills fans will cry over that statement, but like when you get an MVP handed to you and you get a rule change and you do no wrong in the eyes of anybody, there are going to be haters, and that's me. So like, just get used to it, because I will like, not that I'm like, I never want to see Josh Allen get over the hump. That is when I am viewing the Bills and watch them on a week to week basis, I don't want them to win. I don't like their team at all. I don't like their fan base. I don't like Josh Allen, and they all really annoy me.
That's fair.
Listen,
you're not one with Bills Mafia.
I mean, I might be shooting at the hip a little bit, but like, I am just so sick and tired of these Bills fans. I really am. They haven't done shit, and they act like they can do no wrong. But we can move on.
I just spit it. Good girl, we're getting paper as a passion. Collect the stacks.